Hello, Dev community. Welcome to DevLive again. Happy and grateful to be here. We are approaching fast towards DevTalks since we are meeting on 3rd of June. So pretty little time has been left. I'm truly excited for this year lineup of speakers and also partners, and we are very grateful for your trust. So today in this episode, I'll have a special guest with me, Teodora Musatoiu, which is leading the Builder ADM team at OpenAI. So Teodora is a solution architect in OpenAI, where she works with global companies to design, build, and scale real-world AI solutions using, of course, OpenAI models and APIs. With a background in computer science and focus on turning technical ideas into practical outcomes, she helped in leading integrations across industries like e-commerce, fintech, health tech, education, and customer support as well. Welcome to Teodora. Happy to have you here, and thank you for accepting our invitation.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And thank you for the very kind intro as well.
We're really excited to have you on stage. And of course, we want to let the audience know more about you before speaking officially in the second day. So I think would be really helpful for the community to introduce yourself in a few words, and we can leave them the impression they know you already to open the conversation during the event.
That's the hope. Yeah, thank you. So I'm Teodora. People call me Teo, so feel free to use either or. I'm born and raised in Romania in Bucharest, so it's always a pleasure to come back home, especially for these types of events and seeing the community grow and change from one year to another. I have been living in London for about 9 years now, so came here for university and stayed for the different jobs. And I'm currently working at OpenAI, as you mentioned. Have been here for the last 2.5 years, which feels like a lifetime. And I'm now building a new team that 2 months ago didn't really exist, that we call this Builder AI Deployment Management Team. This is what ADM stands for. And the goal of this team is to really create an opinionated curriculum for all the builders that are trying to build with AI, to really understand the basics from how to use our APIs, how to use our models, the different techniques or solutions that they can build with AI, or even actually how to enhance their software development lifecycle with tools like Codex and other kind of agentic coding tips and tricks. But yeah, that's me, and very excited to get on stage.
Thank you for that. And we are really happy also to mention that being a Romanian, it's a really proud moment for us to be on stage and to have you on stage, because it's one of our objectives to bring Romanians well established abroad on stages and in technical conferences. So it's really a proud moment for us. So going a little bit in your history, let's talk about what was your first job and how did it shape your career?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for my first real job, because my first actual job was as a librarian in Cărturești, which we all know and love, and that's when I was about 16 years old. But my first real job was in tech in a company called Palantir, which is a software company, mainly US based, but they have a really big presence in the UK as well. And I was a forward deploy software engineer. And that happened initially as an internship between my 3rd and 4th year of university. And then I converted into a full-time role after that. The really interesting thing about me maybe is that I went to university studying computer science, and I quickly realized that being a programmer is not necessarily what I wanted to do. So I wanted to find a job that would combine my technical ability to actually teaching and guiding people as well. So I always looked for jobs that combine the two, and the forward deployed engineer role was one of those at the time. So I joined, and I feel like the first big shock was that they throw you into the deep end. They really put you in front of customers really early. They give you a lot of responsibility, and that helps you learn a lot from the beginning. The fact that people who've been around for 2-3 years in the company and have a lot more work experience than me, a new grad, gave me a lot of trust that I could actually do the job. I can use my own judgment. I can have my own opinions and not just do whatever people around me tell me to do, which I think was something that I didn't expect from my first job, and really shaped the way I was approaching problems and thinking about problems. And I'm really grateful for that still.
Thank you for sharing this with us. Also, how do you personally stay grounded in this fast-moving technology? You already said that your team didn't exist 2 months ago, so
Yeah, it's all very new and all moving very fast. We ship something, I think, once a week at this point, and I'm struggling to keep up. I think in the past 2.5 years, I've never seen such a fast-paced environment as it has been in OpenAI in the last couple of years, a couple of months almost. So I think what I try to do is carve time to really focus on learning and exploring the technologies myself. I learn by doing, and the only way I have the time to actually do something is that if I block my calendar on a Friday and try to actually get in building my own little project. It can be personal, it can be just inside the company for my team, but honestly, I think Codex is now my best friend at work, and I can't do anything without it anymore. From coding to just knowledge work that I have to do. So understanding documents, writing feedback, anything from planning my day. And I think Friday is when I kind of take some time to reflect on everything I've done on the week and then ask Codex to basically build skills or automations for me so that next week I don't have to spend the same amount of time on the same task anymore. And that's been really interesting to see. And it's kind of shaped how I become more productive and keep track of everything that's happening without me and around me, just to make sure that I'm still kind of up to date on everything, and I actually look at and pay attention at only the things that matter for me.
So, what surprised you the most when you started working with real-world AI systems?
I think two things. If I think about the AI tools that we have internally and use every day, so ChatGPT or Codex or things like that, I think what surprised me is how much I can actually delegate in terms of execution while I focus on making the big decisions for my team or for my customers. The AI can just execute for me. And that's been a big paradigm shift between, having to think about everything and then do everything myself to just having the ideas and then letting these tools enhance my work and give me some of the time back. But then if I think about customer systems and what my customers are building and have been building, I think the most shocking thing was evaluating and understanding how well a solution actually does in production. So it's actually really interesting that people don't normally know how their AI solution is performing, and they don't really know how to evaluate it. It's like they go through these software engineering best practices, they learn about unit tests, they learn about integration testing in a traditional world, but then they forget to translate that into AI. And I think that's something that I've been struggling to or trying to teach our customers more and more, just to give them the awareness that tests are still important. They're just slightly different, and you still need to pay attention to them and make sure that everything actually works before you push it to production.
Yes. So now when talking about engineers and how should they be prepared, what skills should they learn if they want to build with AI today?
Yeah, a few things. So again, if we're talking about people who aren't necessarily building AI solutions, but they want to enhance their own productivity, I think they should start looking at agentic coding tools and getting into that mindset of they now have an intern at their disposal almost. So if you tell Codex what you want to do very clearly, Codex will actually take the time and do that. And you're going to realize how much more you can actually build with it. It's obviously not going to be perfect in the first try. We're not expecting people to one shot everything now, but it's going to be a huge time save opportunity in anything that you do in the software development lifecycle. Like people don't just spend time writing code and having these tools just write code for them. They spend time thinking about architectures. They spend time thinking about documentation, thinking about tests. And so Codex can actually help in every one of those spaces rather than just write the code for you. And it really helps out with the productivity side. And then on the other side, if we're thinking about folks who are building AI applications specifically, so like trying to get the models to do what they want them and need them to do, that's more of a art at this point. I think you need to understand the core techniques and the best practices that we have available out there. But at the end of the day, I always say that the best thing that you can do is build your evals, define what good should look like, try something, evaluate it, see how it goes, and then go back, try something else until you actually find the right path, because it's never a recipe for success in building these AI use cases. And depending on your company data, depending on your infrastructure, depending on your goals as well, the solution is generally going to look very different. So, the iteration process, trial and error is going to help a lot, and use Codex to help you out on that. Why not? You can prompt engineer using Codex. You can write your evals using Codex. It's just so much easier now that we have these tools available.
So I think the whole point is to be open to use it in your advantage, and feel free to also fail sometimes. And
100%.
Yes. So I think most of our audience is curious about OpenAI, about your role, about everything is happening in the team. But to give them a short introduction to your work life, how does a hard week looks like for you?
Very different from week to week, I think. I'm going to give you my kind of an overview of my average week within a month, something like that, because here there are no 2 weeks that look the same. I think what I normally do is 3 different things. So first, I'm trying to manage and make sure that my team is happy. So making sure that the people who are working hands-on every day are actually excited and motivated by the direction that we're having, and they all feel like they are adding value in the team and in the company, and they all feel like they're fulfilled and growing in the ways that they want to grow. The second thing is actually looking after the content, so making sure that we are really opinionated about what customers need to know or should know. And this comes back to my kind of solution architecture days when I was hands-on working with customers and trying to figure out their problems, trying to give them advice, and going through that experience taught me what people find easier or more intuitive, and then what needs a little bit more attention. So guiding them in terms of what everyone should know, and making that opinion, bringing my learnings back to this kind of centralized curriculum that we're now trying to build is the second thing. And then the third thing is probably working cross-functionally with our product team, with our research team to make sure that we're always ready. As you said earlier, things are moving really fast. So we need to make sure that we're not reactive when these things launch, and we're actually trying to be proactive when teaching customers how to do these things. So say a new model comes out, we just launched 5.5 recently. So what do we have to do? What is the paradigm shift? How do we change our prompts? How do we make sure that we still get the same results with this new model? So trying to think about questions like this and working with our product early access teams to get a glimpse of what they're seeing initially and early kind of signals from these technologies helps us a lot to kind of predict what customers may need in terms of training. And these are, again, the three things that I kind of have top of mind all the time, but there are about 1,000 other things that will come up every week that feel like side quests that I need to go on and solve. And when I have weeks that are filled with just side quests and nothing actually strategic, it just feels like you're doing everything and then achieving nothing at the end of the week, which is really draining. But oh well, we all have weeks like those.
Yeah, it looks familiar. So just a normal day.
Yeah, exactly.
However, it's important to have a lot of communication, of course, and also flexibility, as you mentioned, because you have to be aware of the business needs, and across all teams, you have to really bring everybody together in the project. What do you think helped you the most, success or failure?
That is my favorite question. And I was thinking about this before we came onto this interview, and I wanted to say success, but it's never success. I think it's always failure that drives you the most. I think everyone likes positive reinforcement, and I think success is a really important piece to kind of help you grow and give you the confidence that you can achieve all of these things. But ultimately, failure is what actually makes you reflect on the thing that you've done, the thing that you have achieved, and puts it into a perspective of, has this achieved its actual goal? And if not, then what can I do better next time to make sure that I stay more grounded, I stay more focused on what actually matters, and avoid doing things just because it's a nice to have, and spend more time on the important aspects of whatever I'm doing. Now, that doesn't mean that catastrophic failures only will make you grow. I think for me, anything from like this tiniest piece of feedback that I get from a session to a project actually going south and not succeeding, anything in between is good enough signal points that there is something to improve on what we're doing. And maybe it's a cultural thing as well. Again, and I've grown up knowing that there's always room for better and there's always room for improvement. And I think having these little like points and nuggets from the people I'm working with of things that I could do better really help me grow and do better next time. And it doesn't really make me like take it personally. It's just a little advice on the work that I'm actually doing that I'm just taking as is, rather than, taking it to heart and trying to implement it in the next iteration, just to give everyone a better experience overall.
Thank you for sharing this. I have nothing to comment upon. It's it's a complex question, and also has a personal view, and it's heavy already.
Yeah.
However, you're talking about your team and about the contribution they have upon your growth. So, what makes a great team in your experience?
Yeah, a few things. And I've looked back at this because we had to build a team in the last 2 months. And I think now we have 11 people on the team. So it's putting something together really fast, but also being really thoughtful about what you need. I think I'm looking for two things. People who are genuinely excited about the work that they're meant to do. So when you're defining a role, you obviously interview people, but at the same time, they should interview you to make sure that they're a really good fit for that team and that they would be excited to come to work every day and achieve that specific goal or vision that the entire team has. I think if you're not a good fit for the role, you can tell really easily, because on week 2, maybe you're just going to be already demotivated and not going to want to do or not be excited about the work anymore. And the second thing is humility, which is something that's so underrated, I think, is coming with a humble attitude, with curiosity, and just the desire to learn from the people around you. I think none of us has the perfect answer to a question, but if we come in and discuss and kind of bring our different backgrounds to a brainstorming activity, for example, then all of us together can find a better answer than one single individual can. And this is what I've seen in my last couple of years here, is that no matter if I sit at lunch with someone who's been here for 2 weeks or 2 years, I always leave feeling like I've just learned something from that person. It doesn't have to be OpenAI related, it can be anything related, but just coming with that curiosity and genuine interest in what other people do is very, very important.
Also have a question that goes toward your personal view. So what drives you more today after so many years of technical experience in different roles? Impact, curiosity, or challenge?
Yeah, I think it's always a mix of the three, but I think it's a matter of like how you're ranking them. And I think for me, impact will always come first. Back to the story of me not necessarily wanting to be a programmer. For me, hearing people kind of work on developing technology, which is amazing and absolutely exceptional, but having to go through cycles of development and waiting for like a month, 2 months until your feature actually goes to production felt very slow to me in a way. I am the kind of person who wants to meet someone, have a 1-hour conversation, and see them have an aha moment of like learning something that they can take back to whatever they were working on before. So seeing the impact that I can have and that technology can have on how we kind of work and how we develop software has been incredible in the last couple of years. I think obviously this comes very tightly knit with curiosity, because the technology is very new and sometimes you have to solve problems that no one's actually solved before and figure your way around the specific situation or scenario that you're in. And I don't think you'd be so excited or so happy to do it if you didn't have a little bit of curiosity. So I would say impact and curiosity. Obviously, it can be challenging at times, but I think the first two will drive me more towards what I'm actually passionate about and I really enjoy doing.
That's amazing, because along the way, along the interviews, asking the speakers or the partners what drives you most, impact highlighted far behind. So I think in this community, impact is of great interest, and it brings us together when shaping the ideas. So moving on to DevTalks, what is something that you're looking forward to do at DevTalks Romania?
Yeah, I was watching the video in the beginning and I got such a flashback from last year. And I think the thing that I'm excited most this year is to spend more time with the community and actually engage a little bit more with all of the stalls and all of the activities that you guys have planned. Last year I was in a bit of a rush. I had to leave very soon after my talk, but this year I'm planning to spend the full day there, getting immersed into everything that your partners and everyone else has brought into DevTalks as an experience, bonding with the community, making sure that I build my network in Romania, back home, and get absorbed in the energy as well. I feel like everyone's very excited and curious about what's happening, and there's a really cool opportunity to just have interesting conversations, learn about what other people are doing, learn about how, again, the tech scene in Romania has grown and changed in the last year. And yeah, I think that's one of the things that I'm very excited about.
We're looking forward to it as well. And talking about the buzz beside the stages, the speaking slots, this is the most important thing, to interact with the tech community there, with our partners and also attendees. Reaching our final question from our meeting today. What's your message for the IT community in Romania?
Keep building, I think, if I were to keep it short. I think there is incredible talent back home, and I've been so happy to see the tech scene just evolve over the past 9 years since I left home. It's a completely different community now. And I think it definitely shows we have the talent, we have the ideas. It's just a matter of people getting the confidence to go and build things and, try once, fail, but then get up and try again, and then potentially fail again. But then at some point they will succeed if they keep on building. So I think that's the most important ththing that we can do. And this is how the community is going to grow more and more.
Thank you very much, Teodora, for your intervention and for accepting our invitation for today's discussion.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This has been very fun.
Yes, and going back to what you said, 9 years ago, the things were different in Romania. When we launched DevTalks 13 years ago, the scenario looked pretty different, but still we're talking about the next decade of progression and transformation in digital and in the development area. So we are happy to catch on that and to grow with DevTalk as well and with the community. So for everybody at home, meet Teodora on main stage on second day. She will have her keynote from code to collaboration, how AI is reshaping software development. So if you have a ticket, it's time to meet. If you don't, it's not too late. We'll be there on 3rd and 4th of June. So we're really excited. And thank you again, everyone, for watching. And let's meet soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.